Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to create a simple login form with a given username and password. I have started with a simple Windows form and I'm going to resize this form. I can use its properties also. You can modify the size of the window. And I'm going to remove its border. Let's use a picture box at the top middle. I'm going to choose an appropriate image. We can set size mode to zoom. Now you have an image at the top center. I'm going to insert a label and change its text as login. I can modify its properties, for an example, font size, font type, you can use whatever the font style and size you want. I'm going to use another picture box to represent where we need to enter the username and password. This is for the username. I'm going to change its size in 25. And I'm going to use appropriate image. I'm going to use a panel to separate username and password. I'm going to modify its properties. I can resize it with help of the properties. I can set colors. I'm going to reduce its height to 1. and I'm going to change its back color. And now I'm going to select both the picture box and the panel and change its position and copy and paste both the picture box and the panel together to use it for our password. I'm going to change the picture for the password. Now we have similar properties for both username and password picture boxes and panels. I'm going to insert a label and modify its text as reset. The purpose of this label is to reset the content of username and password. I'm going to change its name as LBL reset. And I'm going to modify its font style and size. Now I'm going to use two buttons, one for login and another for cancel. Let's create the login button. I can change the text as login. I'm changing the font styles and sizes. The name I'm going to use is BTN login. This button is for cancelling, therefore the name can be given as BTN cancel. We can change its font style and size and give the name as cancel. We can simply run and check how it appears. This is how it appears when it runs. Now let's change the back color of the form. I'm going to use Control Light. Now we have a white background. I'm going to modify these buttons, labels, and images. You can change font colors, font sizes, font styles, and you can resize the buttons, labels, and all. There are a number of properties available to modify each and every control. You can use whatever the property required. Now let's rename our form also. I'm going to use FRM login as the form name. I'm going to change its starting position into center. Now I'm going to add two text boxes, one for username and the other for password. I'm going to change the name of the text box for the username as txt username. I'm going to remove its border style. You can copy and change the properties of the same text box, or else you can create another text box for the password, but you will have to modify its name. Let's use txt password as its name. And you can remove its border style. And also you can hide the text when we type the characters. Therefore, we can use whatever the password character we like to display. For an example, when we type username, it appears like that, and when we type password, password is displayed with asterisks. Now I'm going to add a new form as a home window. This is the window that is going to load when the login is successful. Now we have finished our designs and we have to add functionality. Double click on the login button and then we will see the click event for login button. When the login button is clicked, we can check the given username and password. We have to use if condition. If txt username.text equals to admin and txt password.text equals to, let's say, abc at 123, then what we have to do is we will have to load the form, which is home. Therefore, we are going to create new home. We have to use show. And then we can hide the login form. This means the login form. If the username and password is not correct, we can show a message box. We can show an appropriate message. Let's say incorrect username and or password. And we can clear whatever the letters we have already typed in the password and username text boxes. To do that, we can simply use txt_username.clear and txt_password.clear. And we can set focus to the username text box using txt_username.focus. Then the cursor will appear inside the username text box. By double clicking on cancel button, we can add whatever the functionality we require for the cancel button. What we have to do is we have to exit the application. Therefore, we can use application.exit. When we click on reset, we will have to reset the password text box and the username text box. And also we are going to set focus to the username text box. txt_username.clear to erase the content of username text box, txt_password.clear to erase the content of the password text box, and txt_username.focus to set focus to the username text box. Now let's run the program. When we give username as ABC and a wrong password, it will display the error message. And if we give the username and ABC and reset, it will clear the text boxes. and if we correctly type username and password and click login, it will direct us to the home window.